Good evening. I'm just loading up my comments. I'm on the iPad again. Hi Scott, hi Northview, hi Dave, Graham, Josh, hello. Give me 10 seconds, I'll just load up the my own video on my iPad. I can't see what you're all saying. Give me 30 seconds. Now Graham, that is the ultimate question. Did I have a good Christmas? Yes and no. I spent Christmas Day night in an emergency dentist. I'll say no more. Right, here we go. Just got the trusty iPad loaded up, so I'll just quickly catch up with you all. Where am I going? Train spotter, hi. Josh, hi. New Junction, hi. The backyard, hello. St Peter's Layout, hello. Nice video earlier. Coatman, hello. Robert, hello. Jen, John Warner, how are you? Hollybrook Junction, RCS, hello. Sandwell, hello. Robert, hello. Tim, hello. Station with no name, hello. Scott Dix, hello. There we go. Mr. T. Pims, you've arrived. So I'm just catching up with the comments on my iPad. Stephen Hill, hello, how are you? Sheringham, hello. Colin, how are you? Right, what are we running today? Well, we've got Tim from the Scraplines Class 50 going round. That's next to pass the camera. It's probably one of the last forays on my layout before it goes back to his layout and his bumpy baseboards. So I'm just giving it a nice run with my rail tour before it goes back. In the middle, next on the mix, is my new Northern Rail DMU. That was a Christmas present from my other half and a friend of mine. They put money together to get from me from a toy fair, so that was very kind of them. And then going the other way, I've got my Lesco train, headed by a Class 68 with sound. And as you know, I've had a fair bit of trouble with chips on 68s. But this one seems to be working fine. So enjoy it. I might put the sound on just for a second as it goes past for you if I can. Oh, no I'm not. Excuse me. Now this is all the fun. I never really bring out my Lesco train on camera because it always derails, and I've just been running it while I've been filming, and you never guess what's just happened, just as it's coming out of the tunnel. Hold on, let me see what we're all saying. Oh, it's all going on here. Can I bring out the 170? It's tucked away somewhere. Might come out. Yes, Dave, I shouldn't use set track, no. Come on, guys, you'll have to talk amongst yourselves while I briefly have a look at this, and I'll show you what's on my my wall in a second, just behind the camera. Give me one moment. Chuck you out of the way. Bloody thing. don't know if you saw me then. Just have to shift you out of the way. Let me shift the camera back. Hold on, I'll have to catch up with the comments. One thing I've been working over Christmas, which you would have seen, but I've had a bit of a time of it over Christmas, is my new community board. You may have heard me mention it on the Q&A request video, and it was a blank board there. Now it's filling up nicely. Excuse me. I've got a lot of photos from people I've met this year, locos on the layout, which people have sent in because there've been so many of them. Obviously, on the right hand side, just amongst the beams there, you can see the last network YouTube map, which has brought so many people together. And of course, it's just my way of sort of A, decorating the loft, and B, I suppose just remembering those people who help the channel in some way, whether it be a small way or a big way, because it all provides us with content. And it gives me something to do on my days off from work. Let's have a quick look at the comments. Let's see if this Class 68 wants to work. There we go, back on. Comes off again. Make the most of it, because if it comes off again, it's not come back on. Excuse me. Let's see if my iPad's keeping up. Right. Aidan, can I point the camera at the station? This may be buggy as anything. There you go. David Atkins, hello. Yes, on my new community wall, there's lots of people I've met over there. Even Steve Flint's top right. We've got Dave from Cotsmore, obviously featured in a few of them. The Shunter guys. I'm in a few of them. Susanna, of course. Paul Jones and Andy from the Worley Club. RSX Rensville's on there. The network YouTube coach is on there somewhere. We've got some YouTube cards from Cotsmore, Kirkton Road, Galgorn Hall, Strathpether Junction and Bretherdale Depot. They're all on there somewhere. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with you at all. Aidan Woodman, will I get the Class 168 in Chiltern delivery? No, it's unfortunately not my area of modelling. However, I do have the 68 and I do have Brutus on order, so you could argue. Train Spotting Southeast, hello, how are you doing? North, how are we doing? Excuse me, I'm dying of death. So just while there's a few of you watching, just to give you an update, which is one of the reasons I wanted to go live this evening. The reason there was no video on Christmas Day was actually because Christmas, I think it was Christmas Eve, one of my molars actually shattered in half. So as you can imagine, there was a bit of pain there. And I had to go to hospital for that on Christmas night. Am I talking Christmas night? Yeah, so Christmas night / Boxing Day morning, to have that sorted, and that sort of just put pain to any filming at all. And then on top of that, I've had a memory card of mine corrupted, and I've lost a couple of videos which I was planning on doing my Christmas video. So I filmed the Christmas Day video. Will have to be refilmed. I've also got my Osprey or / Salmon video, which is the wagon you see just there. I've got a full rake of those which I've made myself. The footage of that has also been lost. However, don't worry, because I haven't painted them all yet, so I'll just film another one and show you all again. So I'm just slightly behind, because in effect I think I'm 3 videos behind now or lost. I've spent all day trying to get the footage back, and some of it is back, but it's corrupted. So annoyingly, content-wise, I'm not having the best run of it. So I thought I'd just go live and explain what's going on. And that's where we are. Don't make a molar out of a mountain. I tell you, Dave, I've not felt anything so painful. It's got to come out on Wednesday. Let's go back to train comments. Jay and Surf, I wanted to buy the Lesco rail wagons you have. What sort of price are they? I actually found the entire rake at a really good price. I think they're 30 or 40 pounds for a double set online. I found someone selling the bases extremely cheap, easily under half that, and then I bought the Lesco rail containers one by one as I found them, and they can range between a sort of £4 to £7, something like that. I'll tell you, if you're ever going to a toy fair or similar, you often find them detached because they come with lorries, Stobart lorries, and people always get rid of the container, and you see them, so you can pick them up for a couple of quid. So they make for really good places to have a rummage and see if you can find stuff like that. Hornby Boy, hello, how are we doing? Sorry, I'm not in line with the comments at all. CJ Brooks, hello. LNER 1946, hello. Jamie, hello. Let's have a look. New Drum Junction, hello again. I'm probably nowhere near you all. Let's have a look. Let's scroll down a bit. Someone's asked if my loft is insulated. No, it's not. It's too big for that. Yes, Northview, the container trains I do find too light, and they do derail. No, the containers, show you, I've just seen that somewhere. No, they're not paper, they're plastic. So they're moulded plastic. They're actually really good in the flesh. I did have some paper ones, but they were no good for me on that one. Graham, how big is my loft? Oh, blimey. It's easily... it's easily got to be... Well, I know how big it is, because I know how big the building downstairs is. It's 60 foot long, and it's 19 foot wide, is how big my loft is. I'm in a small section of it, so my layout is 11 foot by 19. Sandwell Junction, any new purchases coming up? Yes, I've got the Class 68 from Dapol, the Brutus. I won't be adding sound to that one, and I'll be getting that from my local shop as soon as they come in. On that one, Kiwi British Rail, hello. Steve Escott, hello, how are you doing? I do try to read all the comments, and on a normal video I do reply to every comment, good or bad. But obviously on a live chat it is very difficult to go back, because you have to watch it live. You can't just sort of sit and go through it methodically. So if I miss them on a live stream, unfortunately they're missed. But I do try my best. Excuse me. Where are the kettles? They're tucked up in the shed currently. Andy Crawford, yes, you could put weight on the containers. Yeah. Normally, I'll be honest with you, it's not really a problem. It's just because they're so delicate. If they jump off, and because there's so many of them, they just cause a ruckus. It'd probably help if I attach the containers to the wagons themselves permanently. James Rakidal, how much money have you spent on your railway? Too much, to be honest. Although one thing I do, which a lot of people don't do, is I buy and sell a lot. So I've got a core range of trains which I keep for myself, like my Virgin liveried HST. That'll never leave this layout. But then I buy and sell a lot, so I can film it, use it in videos, and then I sell them on, and then I use that money to buy the next lot. I know some people have endless collections, and it just bemuses me how you can do that. But fair play to them, I suppose. Is it the empty container in the middle of the Lesco train? No, it's not the empty one. It is literally the front one. J&W, hello. James McCreedle. Yep. James Hood, I use a Hornby Select. Nothing special. Oh, David's already answered that. There you go. Look at that. Pays to have a good moderator. While I've got you all, while there's 100 of you watching, David Cotsmore, who's moderating my channel, he's nearly 1,000 subscribers. So if you do me all a favour and click on his name and subscribe him up to 1,000, that'd be very good. That'll cost you a cheeky tickle, that, David. Michael Sutton, I'm glad to hear that. Annoyingly, Michael, I had to decide whether it would be the Lesco containers I got rid of, or the containers you had. And annoyingly, in hindsight, I probably should have kept those ones. Tim, the scrapline, am I tempted to buy a 50? Yes. In terms of a real loco, I've not had much to do with them. I did go to the 50s gala earlier in the year, and there's a photo of it just in screens just there, where I'm with Susanna in front of one. So up until then, I hadn't really had them throw a face. However, the model by Hornby is an absolutely stunning model. Really heavy, solid. The detail's amazing. And as you've proven with your model there, Tim, if you weather them up, they can look stunning, and they run really well. I think Hornby have got it right really well with the 50s and 60s. Both models are stunning. Station with their name, got to go to work now. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. St. Peter's Layout, you're 3 away from 150. Subscribers, I'm guessing. Jason Riddy, hi. Michael, don't tempt me. It's just sat there not doing anything, and I'm thinking, oh, I should sell it. No, I shouldn't sell it. Excuse me. Modeler, what is my favourite model in my collection? Currently, it's got to be in terms of on the model front, it's got to be my Virgin liveried HST. However, this new Real Track Pacer going around now is a stunning model, to be honest. Extremely dear, I'll be honest with you, but absolutely stunning. It's not disappointing. I really want to do something with I've got a 225 Class 91 set, and I've got the grey East Coast coaches, and I'd love to have those resprayed, but it's so dear. GWT videos, where did I get the Northern set? That was from the NEC Toy Fair on Boxing Day. I think it was Boxing Day. No, it wasn't. The day after Boxing Day, sorry. It was the dentist on Boxing Day. Alan Quinn, hello. First dibs if you sell, deal. J&W, am I able to model all year round? Yes. My bank balance disagrees with that, but yes, I do. Obviously, in a normal loft, sometimes you have to wear a jacket when it's cold, but I'm currently wearing slippers, but that's just the trend. Hi Gary, how are we doing? Watching from the shed. I hope it's your shed, not Kathy's shed, because your restraining order does disagree with that. Josh the train guy, hello. Roger Clark, have I had any issues with my TTS chips? Yes. I find it's probably 1 in 5 break. I'm going to say 1 in 5, 1 in 4. For whatever reason, they do seem to be cheap and cheerful. Just get thrown in a container. There's no quality control, and it's just a case of we're meant to accept that. But that's a rant for another day, that is. But I suppose in one sense you sort of have to accept what you're given. But to be fair, I lose an equal amount of 21-pin chips as well from other manufacturers. But I could invest in better chips, but it's one of those things that escape me, like point motors. Rails and slippers, yeah. It's quite funny actually talking with David. Hunt Teeth, hello, happy Christmas, happy New Year. Talking with David. David's actually been to, I think it was it 3,000 subs you got to before with your channel? Then you stopped and started again, and now you're nearly at 1,000 again. So we're nearly at that milestone again. But I tell you, my top tip for subscribers is content. If you get people to subscribe to you just for subscribing, just for the sake of subscribing, they'll soon unsubscribe, or they won't know of you. The trick is to get on with your layout as you enjoy it, and then bring people along for the journey. 1.3k was it? I like transport. Thank you very much. It's brand new, the Pacer. Warrington Transport, will I be covering the top of that hillside? Oddly, obviously in this view you can see behind it, you're probably head height actually for the layout now. It doesn't normally bother me. A lot of people notice it, but I don't notice it at all. I think it's just the way the camera shows this corner, for example. It makes, I suppose, this look quite short. But actually the length of track that's in the view now, from where my finger is in the bottom left to the tunnels, is probably about easily 4.5, 5 foot. So in reality it's actually quite a long stretch. And the top of the tunnels is quite a small part of it. And there is points behind them. So I like an easy life, so I tend to leave things like that. Excuse me. Let's have a look. No, the Northern Pacer was a real track. It is a real track, is it? Railtech. Real track Pacer, so they're Rapido made, sold by Real Track. They're bringing out, is it 158 I think, or 153 next? They're coming in a couple of liveries. They're very expensive, absolutely solid models. Do I use ESD protection? No, Tom. Probably should. Canning Parkway, hello, how are we doing? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Look, sorry, I'm catching you right up. Yes, Dave. Your best tip is enjoy what you model. That is very important. A lot of people do to go onto YouTube, especially, I've noticed, and film what they think other people want to watch, which is the mistake ultimately, because if you don't enjoy what you film, you won't continue to do it. And it's, I suppose, doing something you enjoy and bringing everyone along for the journey, which is what people want to see. And your audience will come. It takes time, it takes years. I mean, I've had my channel years. I know people like excuse me, I suppose you get your one-offs like your Everards or your Sam's trains or your IC82s. They've got silly numbers, but they're the one in a million, kind of the one in 100,000 people who'll get popular for popular sake. You take someone like Dean Park Station, does what he does, and people follow him along for the journey, and the subs build with that. JSF, why do you have a hole in the middle of your layout? When you say hole, do you mean where I'm standing? Because that question was just answered. Or do you mean my scenic break? I'll just move the camera. Do you mean that hole? Because I get a lot of feedback about that. If you mean where I'm standing, the scenic break, sorry, scenic break, dear me. You mean just here, that's because I stand there. And if you mean this hole, I've got on both sides. The track splits, it's basically 3 loops that go around the layout. 3 come into the station, but also, as you can see, the end of the class 50 going off, it goes off out there and out the behind the blue baseboard. And the massive junction is actually just here on both sides. So it's easier to leave that open rather than fill it with scenery, because it's so complicated. Couldn't believe it. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Roke Model Railway. What make of bolster wagon is that in the Junction? That's not a. That's a custom build. That is. I was just saying actually earlier. I've the memory card corrupt on me, and the footage has been recovered, but it is corrupted. So that video was meant to be the video for Friday, and I've lost that for now, but I'll have to refilm it with one I've not painted yet. But it's actually a I think it's a Bachmann 80-ton bolster wagon, and I've stripped them back and painted them obviously yellow, sprayed the chassis. The wheel hubs have gone from yellow to red, and I've added in the supports for the track and obviously the track, and it's not perfect by any means, but I think they look quite good when you stand in like this. Obviously they might look a bit small on your screens, but no, that's a project which is coming to you, so you have to bear with me on that one. Cheeky Tip Richard has a hole, yes, and for a certain amount of money. No, joking. Patreons get to see that hole. Neons, will I be getting a Train Tech smart screens for the stations? To be honest with you, I really like them, and even though they're a bit of cash, I do think they have a place, but I would rather put them on a small Holt style station that you can really show them off on, because I think on a bigger station they'd probably just get lost, and when they're £50 a go, or 45 for two each, I think it's a lot of money to throw at something when they're just going to get lost in the background of a big station. So although they're really good, I would rather make them a prime feature because they're so good. I think it's a shame just to hide them. Excuse me. David, can I come down and graffiti a love heart over Gary's head on your wall? I'll be honest, that photo is difficult to get it away from the bedside. What do you think is better, a 153 on its own or two together? I think always multiple. Richard, did you ever sort your TTS chip on your 37? In terms of the jerking motion on my Colas, no, it still does it, but it does it less. What I did was I used a Gauge Master Prodigy and changed the CVs of it, so I now just have a slight jerk on slow movement, or slow acceleration, but it would annoy me if I had an end-to-end layout and I was doing a bit of shunting or anything, but on this style of layout it's not really a problem, but it's not the best, I'll be honest with you. Excuse me. What have I missed? How long have I been building out? I believe it's 2 years last October. Andy Bennett, hello, how are you doing? You've missed all the action. Currently no one's won my competition yet. It won't be revealed until the video live. I was just saying I had a bit of fun over Christmas, but so my videos are down, or the schedule is ruined as opposed to normal. Sorry, I've got a cough. Train spotting southeast. Are you looking forward to the Battens Class 66? I presume you mean Hattons. Yes, I am. Now, that's going to be interesting. A certain other manufacturer, I won't name names because I'll get in trouble for it, as I have done before. Another manufacturer are currently, as far as I'm aware, seeking legal action against Battens. We'll say that much, because of that model. Now, I'm not saying anything incriminating there because there's multiple manufacturers that make the 66. So make of that what you will. Whether that'll put a delay in the action, I do not know, but that's something to look out for. Hopefully they'll find a resolution. In terms of the Northern Pacer, it is rare as rock in Northplot. I've been looking out for one for 18 months and probably seen 3 in that time, maybe, at a push, and that's really putting the spies out. Robert Elliott, have you any steam trains left, possibly for sale for my DC track? No, I've not. I've sold what I need to sell now. I'm back on the buying foot, so you'll get more content now. Excuse me. I'm all out. JN Sir, thank you very much. I always seem to have a cold. I had one last year as well. I was looking back through my last year's Christmas videos, and I had one then as well. Maybe it's because you all forced me to in my cold lot, and I don't wear clothes. Just Don't wear clothing. Hold on, that sounds terrible. I'm wearing clothing, I'm just not wearing a coat. That's why I'm not in front of the camera. Warrington Transporter. Train spotter, sorry. Train spotter, I should say. Will the junction ever connect up to the main line, or will it stay like that? Technically, it is all the main line, but no, it is a diorama. And that is my number one asked question. Train spotting South East, I'm getting a Hornby Peckett. Good, they're very solid models they are, apparently. I've seen a few people do some dioramas with them. North, yes, I have had a cold for a whole year, and I like to milk it. It's because I work with the public, and the public seem to have a cold, not go to work, and come into my shop. Roger Clark, do you have heating in your loft? No, there's no heating up here. However, it's not. I mean, I'll be honest, it's not freezing. If it was freezing, I wouldn't be up here, but it's quite mild. And my other passion is motorcycling. So, as a natural motorcyclist, I tend to be a bit more robust to colder temperatures. It's any excuse to go into a Greasy Spoon cafe, really. Train spot in South East. Why do I think Sam's Trains is so popular? Well, I mean, let's be honest. He does. It may not be content for you, but he does very good content for his genre. If you like that kind of thing, he's on it, and he networks well. I mean, the best thing you can do for any YouTube channel is make your own content. So the best thing you can ever do is make your own content, and I suppose enjoy what you do. That's the best thing. Network well, respond to people, respond to your viewers. I mean, I try, but I suppose I've just not been doing it as long as Sam. And I suppose to a point, you've also got to have a niche. Now, Sam's Trains niche is usually, I would imagine, the review of older locos, maybe Lima stuff, and of course he does a lot with the Thomas stuff. So his audience naturally is the, I would say, this is just me guessing, I would say it's the younger audience, and of course that's a bigger potential market if you're talking about audiences. Whereas mine, for example, is modern image, so automatically people who want to see, say, Thomas the Tank Engine or 1940s steam are not going to follow my channel. So Charles Francis, hello, thank you very much. John Warner, I sell fish. GWT, my dad has a Kawasaki. Good. JN Surf, do I have any steam trains with working steam? No. I keep meaning to do that because it looks great. You can get the little inserts, but I don't know why I've not yet. I'll be honest, I've got such a list of videos for you all, because one other thing about being organised is planning ahead, and because I took it upon myself, because I thought it'd be a good idea to try and do 2 videos a week, which is quite relentless. You do have to try and get ahead of yourself, and planning is everything, and that is one of the videos, so I shouldn't give too much away. It's just about getting round to it. Like everyone, I've got to wait for a payday before I can do things, but John PW, hello, Happy New Year to you as well. Cotsmore, just wait until Thomas the Tank Engine starts on Cotsmore. I'll send it up for you if you've got enough people say choo choo. I can't wait. I was tempted to put Toby's theme tune to this pacer going round. Clean Team Southwest, yes, marine fish, that's what I do. Can't say too much more, you've probably heard of me. New Durham Junction, I'll start the bidding. I've already had a couple of offers on it, and I had a couple of offers on it the day I bought it. But blimey. Mario Brick, Sam is more about the train set than a model railway, but appeals to a lot of kids and adults alike it too. Yes, he probably might find it difficult to actually make a layout as you'd class one, but I think to a younger audience, his layout is a proper layout. I know when I was younger, my layout was literally just track on the floor, and I could see a whole world with my childish imagination. Jen, I do feature steam trains on my layout. You just have to watch out for them. I've currently got the Flying Scotsman somewhere, and my Black 5 is at Matt Slade's layout. I'm letting him borrow it while he's letting me adopt his engines, I think. Let's have a look. Bought a set of MRA wagons recently and can't run them because the corners are too tight. Hashtag new layout plans. Yes, it's always a fun one. Yeah, the wider the bend, the better. Philip Page, I really enjoy Sam's videos. Yeah, good channel. He's not popular because he's rubbish. It's just nice content, to be honest, and I find a lot of the time there's a lot of channels. I mean, I subscribe to what feels like 500 people, but I'd rather sift through content from you guys and make up my sort of evening's television with, say, a video from Cottesmore or a video from Alan at Dragon Junction than watch the soaps with the other half, to be honest. Much better. St Peter's layout, which chip can you use for the pacer? As I've got a few. I used a Hornby 8-pin chip and just sort of squidged it in. Roger Clark, is it worth joining a club and are you a member of one? They can be amazing places, very social things. I mean, myself and David, my moderator, are part of the Worley Club. Not members per se, but we work with them on their digital marketing, as it were. They can be great places if you haven't got room for a big layout and you want to give your trains a good thrash. Also, I suppose just the social aspect gets you out of your house, and you get to talk to people about the like-minded hobby face to face. So they can be excellent places. It's just about finding the right one for you. I'm not really a member of any clubs. I'll be honest with you, since YouTube sort of got a bit nuts, and hence going back to my community board, all these people on there, I mean, I've met so many people. I don't, it's not very big-headed, but I don't have a shortage of people to talk to based on trains and things, so I'm extremely lucky. And for work, I also work in the luxury hobby industry, so again, it's another hobby that's ticked off for me, so I don't feel I need a club, as it were. But the great places, I know my uncle who started me off, he's part of his local club and he loves it, and he goes every Friday. And he's got his own layout in his loft, but I think he'd rather be there. Why not? Platform 26, hello. Sorry, I'm not trying to cough on the mic. New Durham Junction, just ordered one of them cube cameras. They are good. From feedback I've had, definitely since that video, I would get the best lighting you can for your layout, because they are affected by layout lighting. So if you've got a dark layout, they will not like it. Mavericks, I belong to the Chelmsford Model Railway Club. Good. RIP IC82. Yes, he has come and gone, but I suppose the problem is these people, and myself, I suppose, it is a hobby. And life gets in the way, whether it be work or family life, private life, etc. This is where I suppose we, as viewers, can take them and the content for granted to a point, and become to expect it. It is something we do as a hobby, and we I think some people do cross that line. So I know someone like, for example, Sam, I would imagine is doing it more seriously than, way more seriously than someone like myself. So this isn't work by any means, this is my hobby. Whereas I'd imagine for Sam it probably falls into the line of work ever so slightly. So you would expect content from Sam. Robin Price, no question, just a shout out to your great layout. Thank you very much. Keep up the modelling. Thank you for the entertainment you have provided me. You're very welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Robin. Platform 26 would love to have some 00 gauge locos, but don't have the space to have 00. No, I mean, I suppose that's where you consider something like N gauge, or you could do something like Cottesmore. He's not got a, I won't say space, he's got plenty of space. He's not got permission, shall I say, for a layout like this one currently. But he's been allowed permission from his other half to have a shelf layout, so that's worth checking out. Excuse me. Can I get a class 185 for my track? No, I don't think so. JN Surf, what are my New Year's resolutions? I gave up resolutions as a resolution years ago, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Dragon Junction, mine's an order. I presume your cube camera, plus a GoPro. Well, you won't need a cube camera if you've got a GoPro. Hunts Heath, family life is really getting in the way. Haven't seen my layout for 2 weeks. I suppose that builds up the excitement for you, Keith. But what I'm really starting to worry about is if you've not seen your railway for 2 weeks, you won't have seen your Kawasaki for 2 weeks, and that's going to be a real problem because people like me have to come and save that Kawasaki. I think I'm going to start a fund, a charitable fund actually, for saves Hunts Heath's Kawasaki. Permission is the hardest thing in any man's hobby, or woman's hobby nowadays, because we're equal. That was a joke, dearie me. I'm gonna have a sip of me dandelion and burdock, and then cough it back out again. Apparently. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Questions. You can have a layout in a suitcase. Yes, you can. I've seen plenty of them. Dioramas, etc. I've seen a lot of people actually almost rebel against no space and build sort of 5-inch gauge, 3.5-inch gauge locos because they've not got any room for their own layouts, and they'll build a massive model. It's not even a Kawasaki, sorry, just distracted. And then they'll have a sort of 3.5-inch gauge live steam loco, and they'll take it to a club and fire it up. What happened to Mark at Western Centurion? I have no idea actually. He did disappear, thinking about it. Excuse me. Master of Disaster. Wish I could make something like Lack of Space. I suppose a lot of the times you've got to make these things happen. I get a lot of comments. Now I know in the real world not everyone's got a massive loft. Now I thought to myself, with this loft I won't have it forever. But I've got to make the most of it while I've got it, because I won't have it again, this sort of space. But a lot of people, this isn't a criticism to you, but a lot of people can be defeatist. There's a chap called Jordan on online. I can't remember for the life of me what his layout's called. Bearwood West, I think. Now his layout literally goes round his bedroom, and it goes underneath his bed, but it's seen like this one is. And I think that's a really good attitude to have when you're trying to achieve things in life, generally. Yeah, Roger, yeah. You're very welcome, and yeah, Sam is good. Excuse me. You see, you'll get into a deep debate with when you start talking about the other half's not letting you have your hobby. The trick is to get them a hobby and let them enjoy their hobby as much as you can enjoy yours. So I'm quite lucky because my other half actually has a horse or two with a sister. So I'm quite lucky because this will cost nowhere near as her hobby. So pretty much do what I want. Glebro Junction, he was one of my favourites before I actually started my channel. He actually sold up. So he sold up, moved out, and then didn't rebuild it. So we're stuck. I have a Honda VFR 1200. Ian, hello, good evening. I've got the same lurgy you've got. Now, who gave it to each other? I suppose it really shouldn't kiss. I suppose that's the problem. Excuse me. No, yeah, Glebro did give up. Yeah, it's very sad. He literally sold it and then. No, David. Ian's actually a sales rep at work, but we are good friends now. I've known him for years, nearly 10 years actually. Ian, can you believe that? But so you always get on with the sales reps. Hashtag discounts. Mario Bricks. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. You're exactly right. And you can also tell you're not married. Sheringham, that's the best comment I've seen actually. Having a row is morally wrong because it doesn't do anything to change the world, so you left her. That's true. Excuse me. How long have I been on for? Keeping you busy. 109 of you watching. That's very kind of you. You see the bird every day when you get the car out. That's shameful, that is. Bloody Power Ranger. No one will have a clue what I'm on about, but yes, I went with. I met up with Ian at the NEC Toy Fair on the day after Boxing Day, the 27th, and that was quite good. I tell you, if you ever get a chance to go to a toy fair, they can be quite good, especially on the train front, because everyone's focusing on trains. There's a lot of people there who sell trains or have it amongst stuff, and they don't quite know what they've got, so you can pick up a really good bargain. Oddly, I found this pacer that's going around. It was priced like they knew what it was, but Neons, any plans to get some Magna Rail? Everyone thinks I've got Magna Rail because of other Richard. No, not for my layout. I'll be honest, of all the automated car stuffs, I would love to have it, and I know exactly what I'd do to implement it if I wanted it. However, Magna Rail, I don't like the idea of having a channel being dug out. I'm sure the noise isn't as noisy as Richard's videos made out. However, I do like my sounds on my trains. So I think that would probably be too much. And I think the Fowler system, although very clever, it's not, I don't know, it doesn't seem very smooth yet, so it needs to be polished. So when you see some of the features like a bus pulling into a lay-by, it's very very abrupt. A 999, a 1999 Ducati is my favourite bike. An 899 is my current favourite, and I have often said, if someone was to fall off one and write off one side, I'd buy the other side to mount on my living room wall. I love them, but that would be too far from either half, and I can't afford that. But you go to Bolton's Macron Toy Fair, great for bargains, good. Yeah, fast Power Ranger running away from those clouds. Warrington Train Spotter, thank you very much. Happy New Year to you as well. David, you got a Batman Class 66 for £50. Now that is a bargain, blimey. Was that a new tooling as well? Yes, in the next toy is in February, and I will be there. I'm sure you'll be there. I shouldn't say this because all these people know, and then they'll steal all the bargains. Good night, Kiwi. Thanks for tuning in. Mainline, hello. How are you? Duffield Junction. Eventually, it's on the list of things. The scenery above the tunnels. Napton Hill. I don't travel on buses. No, I'm driven everywhere, as you well know. Born to be driven, as they say. No, Mark, the NEC Toy Fair is quite literally toys of all calibre, and you'll probably be surprised at what you can find there. It is endless, so you'll be finding things from Lego to My Little Pony to, I think Ian got an A-Team van, he was saying, a collectible. Obviously Star Wars, lorries, the lot. It is absolutely endless. It's from bric-a-brac all the way to proper collectors' stalls, shops. Sorry everyone. Stuart Barnard, hello. Showing it'd be cool to see more night running sessions. I love seeing streetlights, etc. and layouts. Love the atmosphere of night train scenes. Yes, they are really good. However, I struggle to film them. I think one of my filming advantages is I've got good lighting in this loft. But as soon as you turn the lights out, in the flesh it looks quite good, because obviously my new Junction scene is all lit up with the workman lights, my stationers, etc., and some of the buildings. But you can't see it on camera very well. So you'd be a black footage. David, what's wrong with the bus? You can tell me next time you go on one. Class 50 traction, Happy New Year to you. Mailano photo. Oh, there's probably a few new people in here. No one's seen the new collage yet. This is my new community board. So it's just a, in essence, it's a recap of the year I've had and the amount of people I've seen and places I've gone, because I suppose for playing trains in my loft, I've met all these wonderful people, including yourselves watching tonight, and it's just gone a bit nuts. And it all started with, I suppose, David, my moderator tonight, and his network map, which is just there, which is joining fellow YouTubers together, and then it became the norm to join and work together, and that became the norm, and now we're all meeting up and seeing each other at shows and stuff like this, and it's endless. And what's scary is, I suppose, normally you see someone on the screens and you think, well, you can't get near them, but in this game it's easy to do, which is nice. It's refreshing to know there are real genuine people out there. A bus is a glorified pacer. I would disagree. I'd say a pacer is a glorified bus. Excuse me. St. Peter's layout. I'd rather watch someone like you, Richard, with your layout than anyone on TV. There's so many. And I'll literally fill my evenings with watching YouTubers, and it's quite amazing the gems you find out there. I'd never go off a channel by the amount of subscribers it's got. I mean, I've found just recently. I'm sure it's called Mouldy Raspberry, the channel. It's completely random, but he models the Yorkshire Dales, and I think the layout is absolutely stunning. But he's only got 100 or so, a couple hundred subscribers, but his layout is absolutely fantastic. It's just the same again, just a one-man band, but he won't stay a small channel for long with his content. It's regular content, it's good content, I find. That's it, Mouldy Raspberry. Just move you back into position. Excuse me. A hidden gem he was. And again, his layout from the outside, I don't know him, and I have spoken to him, but I don't know him particularly well, and I've not seen the layout, but it seems relatively cheap and easy to do for what he's done. I mean, it's single track layout, and it's just, I suppose, homemade scenery, which is great. Shows you really what you can do, and it's quite really effective. Train spotting southeast. See you later. Sorry if I've missed you. How are you getting on with the £8 camera? Very well, to be fair. It works very well for me. It's been the comments I've been getting has been very up and down. Roger Clark, Happy New Year to you as well. Happy New Year to you as well. Saw a guy at Motherwell in Scotland selling used Batman locomotives wrapped up in plastic, wrapped label as new. Well, the problem is you will get that. The trick is just if you get a good price on a loco. Currently, one advantage to new locos being so expensive and so hard to come by is second-hand values can be silly. So that is a plus for us. But it does mean if you can get a bargain on a second-hand model, you can sell it for quite a bit. Sorry, I'm just catching up. Excuse me. Don't forget to check out the Model Rail Network. Hold on. Dear me, I was trying not to cough then. The Model Rail Network Facebook group, which used to be the Network YouTube Facebook group, it had to have a slight name change because people frowned upon the word YouTube in a Facebook group's name. So nothing's changed, it's just the name's changed. But yeah, David has thrown a link in the comments. I'm sure there'll be another one any second now. If you're on Facebook, it's a good place to join. There's I think there's what, 500-600 YouTubers on there currently, all railway related, and again, quite a lot of them feature on my my power wall, as it's been dubbed. Can I run the 153? I can't swap the trains while I'm on camera, unfortunately. Sorry, I'm sniffling. Matt Maz, hello. Good night, Gary. Thank you very much. Have a good New Year. Cheeky Tech's another fantastic channel. So I'm sure you've all heard of Cheeky Tech, though. GT Nighthawk, hello. Excuse me. David, just past 500. Hashtag fastest growing. Yep. Fastest growing where, though? Matt Maz, yeah, my power wall. It's the new collage of my events on the back wall there. So that's people I've met, important people for my layout, locos that have been sent in, obviously the Network YouTube map, which makes it all possible. A few people of merit, just while you're all there. You've got the me and David at the Worley show this year. You've got I've met Susanna at the Class 50 show. I've met the Shunter guys, which features Cheeky Tech right in the middle. You've got me and David at Cottesmore, obviously. You've got me and Everard Junction and Dean Park Station. There's me and Hattons, and me with Jack from Hattons and Paul N Trains. And me and David with Steve Flint at the back there. And up here with Andy York and the BRM guys. You can't quite see that there. Some influential people for me, though, you've got Linda here in front of the Tornado. That's of Napton Hill. She's of Napton Hill, I should say. She's actually part of the team at New Junction, and this channel wouldn't happen without Linda. And then up here is actually my Uncle Paul, who was the man who got me interested when I was a wee nipper into trains with his layout. So, excuse me. Quite an important wall for me, and it just, I think it brightens up my loft no end, and it's made my happy place even happier. Isn't that sickly? Sandwell Junction, you'll be doing your bit to promote the group in the new year. That's great. GT Nighthawk would be right back, trains derailed. Let's have a look. Matt Maz, your layout is on the map. Is it on the new map? Because don't forget, it's been redone. Cottesmore wiped the slate clean, made it slightly bigger, and we've started again. So make sure you get added to the new one. Kane Romero, Romanera? Is it Roman? I can't even say it, dear me, ignore me. What track are you using on your layout is literally Pico Code 100. I've got the concrete sleeper sort on the left hand side as you're looking, and on the station side it's the wooden sleeper version. Excuse me. Yes, CSX Rensville is on the power wall. The Pacer is mine, Ed. Can you believe it? I do own some trains. Let's have a look. Do I bother photographing real trains? Yes, there's real trains on the wall of power. There's no, it's not my local heritage line, but one of my local ones is the Great Central Railway, and I used to work there. So, and I used to work there, so I feel attached to it. So when they get a special event on or something I feel involved in, I do take a photo for the memory's sake. Nothing else really. Blimey, we have been an hour, and there's been pretty much 100 of you watching for the whole hour, so thank you very much, guys. It's very kind of you. Oh. Samatok, did you see my question about couplings? Would you use anything other than tension lock couplers, for example, short couplings, shorten the gap between the coaches? Greetings from the Netherlands. Hello. Sorry, I did miss your question the first time around. I'd rarely change the couplings, to be honest. I would put happy running above realism in this instance. So, although my scenic curves are very sweeping, the behind the scenes ones can be, they're not set track tight, but they can be bit tight. So I would always go with whatever works, and I would never risk anything with that. If I was to do another layout, if I was to make it a bit more realistic and have wide curves everywhere, I might try that, but to be honest, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. Bye, St. Peters. See you later. Let's have a look. Mark Singleton, plans for next year. I'm saving that for another video. I did explain at the beginning, so for those of you who missed it, as a brief recap, Christmas Eve, one of my molars in half, which was very painful. So Boxing Day morning, the early hours, I had to go to hospital, so that ruined video chances. And then since then, on top of all that, so I've not been able to film properly, one of my main memory cards has corrupted, and I've managed to save the footage. However, the footage is corrupted, so there's a couple of big videos we've missed, including the Christmas competition / plans for 2019 video, which does need its own video. So all of a bit of a mess, and that's one of the reasons I came live tonight, just to share that with you. So you'll have to bear with me all. Obviously now I've got a bit of sniffle. Nothing serious, but Matthew Turley, thank you very much. But no, plans for next year will have their own video, because there are going to be some big announcements. Like, I'm not talking clickbait big, I'm talking proper big, as in real projects. I have to keep them a bit close to the chest for now. But no, we're talking really good. Obviously, it's not just me behind the channel. There are a few of us and a few people who help us out with the content. So hopefully 2018 has been absolutely fantastic. It's just exploded. I think for my Christmas video last year, I was touching 3,000 subscribers, and I'm touching 8,000 of you watching. So it's absolutely crazy the amount of people who want to hear me waffle in my loft. So, but the effort is appreciated, and hopefully we'll reciprocate that support with better content. Alan Quinn, hello, thank you very much. No, the map isn't gauge or location specific anymore. Beaten off, hello, how are we doing? You're joining a bit late to this stream, I'll be honest with you. Excuse me. DJ Olivero, why are my messages not sending on my account I Am Train's YouTube? I have no idea. The only person who can stop your messages other than your own account being blocked is my moderator. So unless you're spamming me to death, and I'll be honest, there's a lot of spammers and they get banned. No, there's not really a lot of spammers, but no, they will be banned. So unless you've been spamming me, no. You see, it's always good on live stream, especially if you are planning one, to have a good, trustable moderator who can moderate your comments. I'm not sure how it works. I'm sure as a moderator you see them slightly early, but it gives you a chance to delete them. So I can see deleted comments as they come. But when I watch a live stream, I rarely see them. Oh yeah, and also if you're using hashtags, sometimes that can get blocked. YouTube thinks you're spam, not just YouTube. Right, on that note, I'm getting a bit cheeky. Let's have a look. Do a name and shame video. To be honest, there's no one really I'd name and shame. There's like, I mean, I work with the general public. The general public are up and down. Some people you get on with naturally, some people you could live with, other people you won't and you'll never get on with. It's exactly the same on YouTube, and within the, I'd say mainly, not necessarily YouTube, but mainly within the industry. In that sense, the model railway industry. And of course, when you become, I hate the term, but when you become an influencer, you attract a lot of fake people, especially from the manufacturers. So they can be, some can be supporting. I don't mean in the sense of financial or anything like that. I just mean in the sense of giving you the time of day. And some can literally wipe the floor with you and forget you're still a human being rather than a brand. Which is why I was so surprised, for example, when I was invited to Hatton's. And although some people have an up and down opinion of Hatton's, I thought the approach was amazing. And I'll be honest, they're not my first go-to retailer, but oh yeah, okay, I'll give you that bit of dirt. You're gonna get a story now. So the 121 of you watching, they're probably watching now, David. I actually have a young lad who did pretend to be me and went round the various suppliers, not just suppliers but shops. It was a bit naughty. He pretended to be me and he asked for free stuff in effect. And obviously you're not New Junction without being known by the industry. So various media managers, etc., got in touch directly with me and said, look, is this you? Because it's unlike you. And obviously we caught him out, which is a real shame, really, because I think it was a bit of a harsh lesson learned, because obviously they got in touch with the retailers wanted to get in touch with the various fraud agencies. But of course, when it turns out to be a small lad who's sort of under 13, you don't really want to ruin his life. But no, various people got in touch with his parents, and I don't think they were particularly happy. But no, he is still out there, and he does still follow my stuff. Hopefully he's learnt from that. I won't name and shame his channel. I'd have been annoyed if he got free stuff though, because I don't even get free stuff. But no, the problem is, I suppose, once you get to, I suppose, my sort of level, I couldn't come on a video and slag off a manufacturer, because my video would be blocked so fast, because they're on me, and they're on every I'd say slightly larger, because I wouldn't class myself as a large YouTube channel, but they have their own media department who follow people like us. And to be honest, you'd be surprised, I suppose, the level of channel they do follow. Anyone who mentions anything, it's their job to follow them. So national service, yeah. Right, let's have a look. Let's see where we're up to. Oh, blimey. Give me 30 seconds. Dum, dum, dum. Will I use the Nock static grass for layout? As David says, I am a fan of WWS stuff. After saying I don't get free stuff, they sent me free stuff. But a little birdie tells me that they also provide their stuff to other manufacturers. So, to be honest, when you learn these things, it's the same in my trade. There can be 10 different products, but there's only 2 factories that make said products, so they either come from one or the other. And the WWS stuff is great for me. On that one. Let's have a look. Keep up with the comments. Thoughts on the naughty figures? I don't know. They're kind of funny to see, but some people really love them. Jason, hello, how are you doing? Yeah, I've got a oh, it's worse than just the sniffles. Got teeth missing today. How's the cross-country service coming between me and Penny Hill Junction? It's not yet, because he's ripped up his layout, because he's done the deed. I've also got a discount code for WWS, so if you're in the market for scenic stuff, go back through my videos and check out my static grass video, and there's a discount code in it. I think you get 15 or 20% off. I don't earn anything from that. It's not an affiliate code, but my viewers do get that. Right, I'm going to wrap this up very soon because we've been on an hour and 10 minutes, which is amazing because there's still 120 of you watching. Right, we're going to end this with can we give Hearst Gaming a name for his station? So as a group, we've got to pick a name for his station. No pressure, guys. Beaten half, no, not everything's tidy for Friday. I don't think I'll be talking to you on Friday. New Junction West. That's already been taken. Trust me, any slight name on it. Hearst Station, that's quite a good one. It's quite an obvious one, which is good. Easy to say. It's not that exciting, Jason, I'll be honest with you. Me ranting about toothache and having the sniffles. So you're set in the northeast. What area are you? New Hearst Station. New Junction. Newer than shiny new Junction. Hearst Valley Road. Now that's a good one. That's a good one. New insert name junction, Modern Railway Northeast. Yeah. Well, if you're in Durham, I would say Hearst Valley works well. Hearst Green Station. Bradwell's Tar. That's a throwback to Garton Parkway. Right, guys. Coming up to an hour and 15, would you believe? Northern New Junction. I was trying to avoid the copyright. Right. Hearst Valley Road seems to be the favourite. I like that one. Error 404, no name found. New name not found. Right. Yeah, Dave, you send me a message. Special guest on Friday. Look at that, if you can't find a name from that lot. Right, guys, thank you as ever. It's been a pleasure as ever. I can't believe how many people watch me just rambling on with me trusty iPad. But thank you very much for tuning in. It has been an absolute pleasure. I hope, if I don't manage to see you, because I have had memory card trouble with my videos, so I've lost a few, do have a fantastic new year. I hope 2018 has been good for you, but I hope 2019 is even better. I will try and get something together ASAP, but it's just not working for me at the moment. It's just not happening. So, but do tune in, and of course, you can always follow me on my Facebook page. And of course, if you fancy subbing to my moderator tonight, David at Cottesmore, we're nearly at a milestone, so do that for me. Cheers, guys. Have a good new year, and maybe I'll see you in 2019. You never know. Hopefully we will.